Okay, YouTube, this is a tutorial on how to beef up your fans or fan mod for your 360. These heat sinks here, here, and here normally don't get the air that they need to support the CPU and the GPU chips that are underneath these two right here. Plain and simple. It's very easy. That's what causes you to get the ring of death. The fan right here is actually a 12-volt fan running on 5 volts from this area right here. So what you're going to do is unhook the harness right here, which is right there. You're going to cut off the brown and the red wires, which are the power. You want to leave the blue and the black on that actual harness, because those are your ground. Now take the red and brown and splice those two together. Connect them to another piece of wire that you have, and then run it all the way over to this harness, which goes straight here. Let me see if I can get it right here. And that goes in the back of your disk drive. Now, this will not ban you from Xbox Live. It's only running off of power supply. The only time it bans you is if you piss around with this black wire right here. So this one you just completely leave alone. It's this harness right here. Alright, once you get that, when you plug it in, it's going to turn out like that. You're actually going to go for the furthest one to the right. So if it plugs in just like this, it's going to be this one right here. So the furthest top on the right. After you get that, then your fans are going to run 12 volts and be able to heat your heat sinks, or cool down your heat sinks as needed. It is also a good idea to take off the heat sinks and reapply some paste, the acrylic paste or whatever you want to use on there. You can get the cheap shit at Radio Shack for like $3, or you can go up and get the $10 or $15 stuff. The $10 or $15 stuff works better, but you can use one of those too. You also want to take your air dam. Move this up here. Your air dam, okay, which goes right here like this. Okay. If you look on the back of it, there's two ports, here and here. What I did is I took a piece of metal from the actual heat shield and cut those two off. So now one fan is directly going to cool this heat sink, and this air duct is going to cool this one. So try that. All you do is just glue it on there. See? And I just took some caulking and put it on there to keep it airtight. What you also might want to think about doing is taking the actual case itself and cutting that screen out, and the actual shell case, cut that screen out again, the plastic screen. That'll definitely allow more air. Even though you're going to be running 12 volts, it's still going to allow you to get the max airflow, and you won't have to put that many fans in there. You shouldn't have a problem with the red ring of death after that. Now, what I also suggest too is this heat sink right here. You might want to get a tiny fan for. I have a small 7-volt fan right here. See, 7 volts. but I'm going to only put it to 5 volts, and I'm going to place that on there, so that'll heat that one. So every one of these will be cooled down tremendously just from the 212 volts in the back. Remember, you converted those from 5 to 12, and then this one's going to just stay at 5, which you'll run the wire, namely this wire here, just another piece of wire. You run it there to your power, and run that to your harness, and put that in one of the slots where you detach the red or the brown from this fan, and then this one will run at the same time with this. Then your ground wire, you can just take a piece of black wire and strip it on one end and get one of these little twisties on there, and attach it to your actual casing, the metal casing, and then it'll ground that out real easy. Instead of having to look for another ground somewhere, you'll be able to ground that out. I will update this and show you what my finished Xbox will look like when I'm done, because I'm customizing the whole thing. It should be back on. I'll probably update it in about a week or so, but any questions or comments, just subscribe and ask me anything you need to. I'll help you out as much as I can. Alright, later YouTube.